Birmingham has two great football teams. It's Aston Villa and Aston Villa Reserves. Fair about that. I also wanted to welcome Mr. Garcia. I think he's still here tonight. He represents Sarpo Bank. So, are you here? I think he's still
Joey.
Making this.
Yes, Joey.
At some stage, we'll probably have a word from you, Joey. But I also want to welcome one of the Aston Villa greats. I'm not one of them, I tell you. Alan McInally is with us tonight. Alan, would you like to welcome you? So,
just speaking to you later on.
I just want to tell you a few things about Alan because he won't tell you. He played for Celtic when they won the league championship. He played for Bayern Munich when they won the league championship, the Bundesliga. He was a great at Aston Villa. He scored 77 goals during his career, which is incredible. He was one game. He's now what's called a Villa ambassador. He's somebody of tremendous charisma. And thank you, Alan, for coming tonight. Vice Chairman of the All-Party Monitoring Group on AI. And this is where it all stems from. I know that AI is very much bringing the future into the present. It's a revolution, it's changing everything. Like when we invented the motor car, the radio, television, AI is doing that too. And there's a lot of myths about AI, that it's going to destroy jobs. Well, I believe it will create more jobs than it will. But for me, it's not just about making rich people richer. It's about making people's lives more tolerable, bringing solutions into their lives. But people have said to me, one or two MPs have said to me, you know, we don't need all this. Just ban it all. That's stupid in my opinion. We need to embrace these tools and to use them. In the summer, the stable points are now linked to the document. So if anybody with less in a stable point knows he has the confidence that it's back, gold standard and by the hour. Because at the moment, it's a bit like the Wild West, and we don't have any regulation at all. And so I'm hoping that this is a way forward. Villa shirts, so it's proved to be a good play for us to show us.
We believe you.
And I don't know how many people recognise that. It's a telephone. In some towns and cities, this is actually a listed building because nobody actually uses it. Does anybody recognise this? You probably pass this every single day. We don't notice it. Again, we use emails. We don't post things. I'm only saying this to make you aware that we are actually in the midst of a revolution, even though we're not aware of it. So, the mobile phone now, they used to say, there was a phrase I used to say quite often, only like 10 years ago, I'm just popping down the bank. We don't say that anymore now, because the bank is actually in our pocket. We each have a bank, access to banking facilities in our pocket. Silicon Valley. We have to understand that to grow our economy. Blockchain. Again, the word blockchain to me has a negative connotation. But it isn't. Blockchain is about producing faster results, cheaper, more money more secure. It's a ledger system that you can check at each point of the way. But you have to acknowledge for a lot of people out there who have no idea what this terminology means. And it's our job, really, to be, if you like, ambassadors to reassure them. Now, this is the House of Lords, and just want to introduce you to my new colleague, Lord Steele. I know he's not wearing a jacket and a tie. In fact, that hallway there is where we vote. And he got a few strange looks, but it may not surprise you to know that that was created by AI. Again, this is part of the future. This is the reality of what we are in, and we need to embrace this. And there are, I'm sad to say, maybe in the House of Lords, perhaps 5 or 6 of us that are embracing this. In the House of Commons, there may be 10 or so. And we need your help to work with you, so that we are making the rules, the laws, and we need to embrace this technology. It was State Opening of Parliament yesterday. The King and the Queen came to read out the King's speech. He didn't seem very happy, right? But there we are. It was put in front of them. And this is what we were wearing yesterday. These are the robes. And there are some that actually think that AI, and Elon Musk, I think that Musk has said this, that AI is going to take over from human beings. In other words, you could have a parliament full of robots. Indeed, in one of the East European countries, one of their ministers is an AI robot. But I refute that. I believe that AI is fantastic, but the human being has to remain at the top, because each person in this room has AI. It's called actual intelligence. And we have to remember that at all points of this journey. And this is something that we have to look at, because if you don't have regulation, you can end up with litigation. And I can tell you, litigation is costly, it's expensive. At the moment, you've got Elon Musk actually in court. And it's costing millions of dollars. And this is a scenario that I think we need to avoid. And in Parliament, we're taking our time, but we're trying to see what regulation is appropriate for this. In my view, it should be light touch regulation, because if you over-regulate, you will stifle innovation. So it should be light touch regulation based on British common law. And Dickens, he taught me well. So I always say old school makes neutral. And we have to strive to be not only the best in the world, but the best for the world. When I was in Miami last week, we were presenting prizes to some young entrepreneurs who are going to become not just millionaires, but billionaires. And I said to them, it's easier to make $1 than to make a difference. Anybody can make money, but are you making a difference? That's the message I gave them. And they seem to understand that. Anyway, that's enough from me, before you lose the will to live. I'm going to welcome now to the platform Alan McInally, the true great Aston Villa. Alan.
Thank you, Lord Taylor.
I'm sorry to embarrass you about the 77 goals, but
Are we going to see them all?
But Villa took a risk with you. They took you from Celtic, you won the league championship, you came down to Villa and Birmingham. What was it like in those days?
Good evening, everybody. Remember, when I see up the Villa, you go. Somebody got it. Somebody got it. So you're a Villa fan. You've got a Spurs fan, yeah, exactly. On a show called Soccer Saturday, which was very popular. And then when Aston Villa asked me to come back to the football club, it was a dead easy decision for me. Genuinely easy decision. I don't have to just think about playing football anymore. I suspect I have to disappear because we're going to play Liverpool tomorrow evening. It's another big game. And I don't get to play, which is unfortunate, but it would be nice. And the last thing for you to say is thank you very much. You're all Villa fans now. Up the Villa.
Thank you, Alan. The reason I asked Alan up is not to give you a football lesson. It's about attitude of life. You know, my wife is from Texas, Laura. The whole of the UK is smaller than Texas. Yet look at our history. You know, Dickens, Shakespeare. We created the Industrial Revolution. So we have a proud history, but I think we can have an even greater future. But as Alan said, this is our time.